I'm going to show you guys how to start a Google Classroom in case you don't have one. So the first thing that you will need to do is go to classroom.google.com. Now, I'm currently, notice up here in this top corner, this is going to show any of your Gmail accounts, and your Lanier Christian email account is a Gmail because we are a G Suite. You didn't have to know that, but you are. So when you log in to Gmail, you can log in with your Lanier Christian account. I am currently logged in under one of my own personal ones, so I'm going to need to sign out of that, and I'm going to need to sign into my Lanier Christian. Okay, it's the same email and password that you were given for school. So whatever that email username and password is the one you use to sign in. Now you'll see I have a bunch of classes here already set up. You won't have had this, and it may actually prompt you to say I am a teacher. So if it prompts you for that, click I'm a teacher, and then you'll be taken into your into this screen here. Your screen will not have any of these classes in it, but this little plus button is to create or join a class. So you want to create a class. You type the name in. So we'll just do LCA faculty. You could put any of this information in if you want. You don't need to. And then create. Once your class is created, might take a second. My internet. Okay, there we go. So it's going to walk you through some of this. So invite your students to class. Give them a class code. All of the students with a Lanier Christian email address can easily join a Google Classroom, and most of them probably already have. So give them a class code. This is the class code for the LCA faculty, and you can push that little display button and it makes it big, so you can cut and paste it. So there you go. So there you go. That's it's set up. You can change the theme of this background. That's pretty irrelevant at this point in terms of time spent. And then here it's going to be a feed. You're going to see a class or a stream. See up here it says stream. This is where you can just post announcements, things that you want to tell your students. So I'll show you here. You can, if you have multiple classes, you can actually click multiple classes to announce something to, and then in there, whoever are students in that particular class, it'll have a drop down of all the names. But since there's none in there, it's not going to show anybody. You type your message, and then you can add a file from Google Drive, a link to the internet, a file from your computer, or you can add a YouTube video. Those are all possible additions. You can schedule it to post later. You can save it as a draft if you're just not quite ready to post it, or you can post right now. If you schedule it, you can pick a day and time for it to post. And when you put schedule, it'll show up. Let's see. It will show up in the saved announcements here. You can see this drop down is saved announcements. And if I decide I don't like that message, I can just delete it. So it's really user friendly. It's very easy to figure out. You can also change some settings. So if you go in here, you can change the settings. You can allow the students to comment and post. I would maybe not suggest that initially, but maybe you can change it to just comment only, or you can just say only teachers can comment or post. That's how most of my classes have been, but now that we're going to be doing remote learning, I may very well change that so that the students can comment. You can change some of the way the stream looks. You can show deleted items and so forth. There's also grading that's embedded into some of this. You can add grading categories. If you want to use the grading system, I highly recommend you can go talk to Teresa Groover. She uses a lot of the grading for her classes that she has Google Classroom for. So that's how you mess with the class settings. This stream right here is to create assignments, and you can assign these assignments in different ways. You can do a regular assignment, you can do a quiz, you can do like a poll, you can reuse an old post. So if I create an assignment, again, it's going to take you through a lot of this yourself. So this is just a quick overview from me. So you make a title, you give instructions, you add a file. You can use docs, slides, sheets, drawings, forms. In addition to any files that you already currently have, you can put a set number of points for it. If it's like a project, you can put your due date. And then if you assign it a topic, then when it saves into the drive that's associated with this classroom, it will save into a folder for that topic. And then up at the top here, you can schedule it or you can assign it right away. So that's how you can create an assignment. There's also doing a question, so it gives them the option to respond, like a poll, for instance. If you just wanted to poll your class with a question, you could say, you could ask any question that you wanted, and then they would be able to respond by clicking a polling option, and that would give you immediate feedback. That's a way that you can do like quick polling of your class. I say quick, but you would have to give them a period of time to get it done. Just say, hey, get this done by 10 o'clock tonight. So you see here, you have a Google Calendar. You can put stuff in your calendar. The class drive folder is wherever you put all those files. The folder sits in the drive under the name of your class. So it would say LCA faculty for this one. Once you populate this class with students, there will be a list of students here. And I don't have any grades put in, obviously, because this is new. And I don't actually do the grades myself. But like, let's say this is my honors biology first period class. You can see I have a full class with all the students. The classwork, this is ones that I've assigned where I've actually asked them to turn it in. In fact, this assignment is due tomorrow at 8 a.m. And there are 10 people who've turned it in, 11 who have not. There's some flexibility in that because this is also, they know how to do this, but anyway, it was a weekend assignment that's typically due in class on Monday, so I asked them to turn it in online. But so I can click here and see who's turned it in, and it shows me the pictures. They've uploaded pictures of their assignment, and then I can see who has not done it yet, and then I can send an email and say, hey, email selected students, and it would then email them like, hey, don't forget to turn your assignment in. But it also, I can go back and look at, I have this listed for 100 points, although it won't be. And then it has the assignment that they can click. When I click this, it takes them to the actual assignment. And in that case, they would print it off, or they actually didn't have to print that off. They could just write it on paper, take a picture, and then shoot it back to me. So let's go back. Then there's other options in here. There's a lot of just ways to link things. So this is what the stream looks like, okay? If you have any questions specifically about Google Classroom, feel free to ask me, Cassie Adams, or Teresa Gruber. I know those the three of us use it a lot. Heather Wellborn might be using it. Some of us that have just spent some time with it. Teresa has a lot of great things. There's an app, so you can go over here into the apps. You can see all the different apps. I'm working on figuring out this Google Meets here to start a meeting and possibly have some face-to-face time with the students. I'm working on it, so I might get back to you guys on how to make that happen. But anyway, hopefully that helps at least with starting a classroom. I highly recommend it just because it's very easy file sharing, and the students can scroll back to see what's been posted and what they missed and where they're at. And then there's, that you can have actual assignment due dates and whatnot. So it's good stuff. I have one for each of my classes, so you can keep it all separate, and you don't have to worry about having everything in one place. All right, see ya.